Hi, Brody. My name is Roy Albiani, and I'm a big fan of your program. Keep it going, keeping us informed. I do have a question, and that is it possible to have an interview or discussion with Billy Beane? I have yet to see anything, or at least not something, perhaps something I've missed, about his opinion on the A's relocation plans to Las Vegas and just his perspective in general, since he's done such a masterful job throughout the years and know he's moved on to other things. So would love to hear Billy's perspective. If you can get an interview with him, I think that would be helpful to a lot of us that follow you. I am from now Santa Clarita, California, but a long-time Bay Area West resident in Livermore, California, and a huge A's fan, but a disenfranchised and disheartened one, like many of us. Thank you.
Hello, Brody. This is Manuel here from a sunny Los Angeles. I'm a Dodger fan. I'm also an Angel fan. But I want to talk about the A's and the situation in it. And I also noticed the interview with Fisher, who I have no interest in hearing him because, quite frankly, I think he needs to go, obviously. I'm calling to you because, on a personal note, I had a cousin who used to work for the A's organization. And it's disheartening to know that him and the rest of the A's fans are dealing with this situation. And I stand with solidarity with the A's fans in this situation. I don't want to see any team relocate. In fact, I want to see baseball growth, baseball expansion to, I want to say 36. Wishful thinking, though. But the A's situation has been so unbelievable, so overwhelming, and it's came to the point where I'd be like, what else is there to do to make sure that all the owners say, hey, this is a bad idea. I'm just doing my part to spread the word and say, hey, we don't need to do this, all that stuff. So anyways, I want to go because I got to go to work, but I wish nothing but the best for the city of Oakland. I wish you well.
Hey, Brody, my name is Marquis Stamps, and I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, the home of the St. Louis Cardinals. And my opinion about the A's moving to Las Vegas, my idea should be this. Keep the team colors and the nickname in history in Oakland. And let the players and the personnel move to Vegas, and they should take on a new name, a new brand, and a new identity. Because I agree with the Vegas fans. I'd much rather have my team from scratch, like the Golden Knights. And I already know that Oakland, they had their sports teams for years, and now go. That's why I say they should leave the A's team nickname in Oakland, or send the A's team nickname and colors and history back to its original city, Philadelphia, because originally the Athletics were the Philadelphia Athletics.
Hey, Brody. My name is Darren, and I'm calling from Livermore, California. I myself am an Angels fan, having grown up 15 minutes down the freeway from Edison Field. Sorry, I mean Angel Stadium. Kind of showing my age there. My partner, Leah, is a huge A's fan. She bleeds Kelly Green. She's been to almost every opening day and opening series going back well over a decade, and I've been joining her for about 8 of those years. We attend every series when Anaheim is up playing in Oakland, as well as other sporadic games throughout the regular season. We have matching old school starter jackets. We have matching new school starter jackets. We have matching ugly Christmas sweaters, custom jerseys. Hell, we even have a custom reversible team blanket on our bed. Winner's team gets to have their team up for the night. Baseball is a cornerstone in our relationship, specifically Oakland baseball. I've easily been to more games at the Coliseum than back in LA during my childhood at this point. East Bay baseball means a great deal to us. We are passionate about this relocation. Neither of us will continue to support the MLB if they rip baseball away from our community and rip it away from us. We are appalled at the handling of the relocation in support of a broke billionaire that wants nothing more than free money. And to hear there are almost 7 other teams waiting in the wings to pull the same stunt is inexcusable. This scam professional sports teams want polls for public money in exchange for our fandom is a greedy attempt of making money at the expense of the poor. These organizations and teams are asking for our hard-earned dollars up front and then stealing our wallets to further line their own pockets. How much more money do these owners really need? It's an embarrassment. They should all be ashamed for supporting the destruction of our love for the game. Thanks, Manfred, and thanks, Fisher, for ruining something so special to so many people. The Athletics continue their move to Vegas. Baseball is dead in our home. The romance of the game is forever gone.
Hi, Brody. My name is Kevin. I'm calling from Las Vegas, Nevada. And my comment is this. This whole deal with Oakland, I equate to buying a car or buying a house. You have a deal. You keep negotiating, you keep negotiating, you keep negotiating, you keep negotiating. There's, problems. The city plays games. The council plays games. Then you say, okay, I'm done. You know what? I found another place to live. I'm going to buy another house. And all of a sudden, the people you were dealing with said, oh, no, we have a deal for you. But by that time, you're fed up. And and I know a lot of people get hurt in this situation. It sucks for the fans. But think of it like this. The city is at fault. The city could have got this deal done 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. But no, they wait till after they're told that John Fisher wants to move the A's to Las Vegas, that all of a sudden, now we have the money, we could. Yes. I'm sorry, Brody. I watch your videos all the time, and let me tell you, it's BS. Unfortunately, the city screwed up. You have a great day, Brody.
Hey, Brody. My name is Russ. I'm calling from San Jose Municipal Stadium, otherwise known as Excite Ballpark. You don't have to use this for a future video. But I'm not much of an A's fan. I haven't been since Charlie Finley sold the team in 80, 81, whatever it was. But I just wanted to compliment you on the work that you're doing. I think your reporting has been absolutely compelling, and it's a great example of what YouTube can be. I don't do a lot of the YouTube stuff, like the thumbs up and the subscribing and everything, but your reports on the A's situation have been so good that I actually am seeking them out and making sure that I get all the latest news on the situation. I'm hoping against hope that the work that you're doing will help save the team and keep them in Oakland, because from everything that I hear, John Fisher doesn't deserve to have a team in Major League Baseball. And I hope there's 12, 13, 14, 15 owners that see right through whatever he's doing and actually vote no. But I just wanted to compliment you on the reporting that you're doing. It's fabulous stuff, and I hope to see a lot more of it in the future. You're doing San Jose State proud. I'm a class of '83 myself, so go Spartans and keep up the good work. And I look forward to your next video.
Hi, this is Chris and Steve. We're calling out of Oakland, and we wanted to know: is there a way where MLB or Oakland can request that the Athletics name stays in Oakland, kind of like how the Browns stayed in Cleveland, even though he's taking the team to Vegas, and it seems like it's a done deal. Is there a possibility that we can keep the name? He has to rename the team to something else, and then hopefully in the future, if we ever get a team again, that team can become the Athletics. So hopefully you use this, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Brody.
Hey, Brody. My name is Chase, and I'm a Vegas local. We've messaged back and forth a few times, actually, in your comment sections over the months. I have the little Golden Knights Star and Sword logo as my little profile pic on YouTube. Well, obviously, I'm a Vegas sports fan. I love the idea of us getting baseball here in Vegas. Funny enough, also, too, my wife is a school teacher with CCSD, which is the Clark County School District. I was and still am against public funding for the stadium, always was. But as soon as I learned that the culinary and construction unions were in on everything and were behind it, I knew before the vote even happened that this thing was going to pass. Most Nevadans, if they pay any attention to the state politics, know that those two unions basically can run the state and funding in some ways if they really want to. Of course, casino execs as well. But I was always under the intention that Fisher would do the sell when he gets here thing. But after hearing his interviews recently saying he has no intentions to sell, I really am bummed that we now are really looking like we never will get anything at the festival site and our own homemade team, which is clearly the two best options for most Vegas locals, I would say. But that's my opinion on it. I guess I would say one last thing. I love all your content. I feel like one perspective you haven't mentioned, and I think this is obvious, and this isn't to be rude either, but one perspective I feel like that maybe has something to do with it is just, it seems like the whole kind of northern Bay Area is shrinking. And then the whole drama right now with your guys' district attorney and the whole companies are fleeing the Bay Area and stuff like, and I want to say I'm very much a progressive. I'm not trying to come at you all MAGA here or anything like that, but, I just am curious if you think like in Fisher's eyes or the owner's eyes, that kind of stuff, seeing that kind of stuff. And I mean, I don't think anyone, like the Bay Area is not going anywhere, but I don't think anyone would disagree that they're definitely struggling right now, with some certain things. And so I'm curious if you think that kind of stuff has any effect on Fisher and the owners, or if they don't really look at that kind of city level stuff like that, and it's just more about attendance. Like, you know, they couldn't care less if, you know, fires are going on outside the stadium. As long as people show up and pay tickets, you know, they're happy, and, you know, their stadium doesn't get caught on fire. But you know what I'm saying. Anyway, thanks, Brody. Appreciate you.
Hi, Brody. Jay from Las Vegas. First of all, I want to give a little background. My dad was an A's fan when they were in Kansas City, because I'm also a Kansas City native and a lifelong Royals fan. I now live in Las Vegas, and I've wanted Major League Baseball here since I moved back in 2010. But the more I see of John Fisher, the more I see on your videos, you know, I want a team, but I don't want that team. Oakland deserves to keep the A's. And why not take the possibility of leasing the Coliseum at $12 million a year to close that $36 million gap to get Howard Terminal done? I've got a great friend who grew up in Alameda, grew up an A's fan. I don't want to see them leave. I want a team here, but at this point, give me expansion, just like we got with the Golden Knights. Thanks a lot, Brody, and keep up the great work. Jay, Las Vegas.
Hey, Brody. Just wanted to call to thank you for all the content, trying to sort out all the stuff around the A's. And I love the creative solutions that you came up with for a possible trade, because that is an Oakland negotiating tool. I think that really could be powerful. And, you know, I know they have the relocation committees, but I think the people that would really benefit from your content are the owners of the Mets, the Yankees, the Dodgers, big market teams like that, especially down in the Southern California area, because that's where Las Vegas is going to be really encroaching on their market share. I would really like to know if Sheng Tao subscribes to your channel, or if other Oakland politicians do as well, because that would tell me that if they're really that serious about knowing all of the possible solutions around the A's and keeping them in Oakland. Again, wanted to thank you for everything that you're doing. Been an A's fan all my life, 58 years old, And I still remember the 72 World Series and just watching all that stuff going on. But anyway, thank you so much for everything. You're a true hero to the A's fan base. Thanks so much, Brody. Bye.
Hey, Brody, it's Stacy. I'm calling from Chandler, Arizona. Before I moved here to Arizona, I was a lifelong Las Vegas native, born and raised. And I really think that this Las Vegas as a whole is getting really great. Really, it's great to see my hometown having sports and having success with the Golden Knights and the Aces. But, I don't think it's a good move going forward, and wasting all that public money towards the stadium. It's a cheap way out, and it doesn't logically make any sense. 9 acres is not enough. And top it all off, you have it on the busiest intersection, one of the busiest intersections in the world. Definitely one of the top 5 busiest sections in Las Vegas, Tropicana and Las Vegas Boulevard. Imagine having both a Knights preseason game, a Raiders game, and an A's game on the same day. That's great. That's great if you're a sports fan. I love sports. Sign me up when that happens. But I just don't think it's right. And I would prefer the A's to stay in Oakland. I would prefer the A's to be sold by a management that actually cares about the team, cares about the history of the A's and their history in Oakland, and build them a state-of-the-art ballpark that they deserve. And that Las Vegas gets an expansion team that is privately funded, and truly Vegas born and homegrown. Vegas sports fans prefer Vegas born teams. Just look at the Knights. We love the Knights. And I love the Knights. I live here in Arizona now, and I hope to come back someday to go see my Braves play a Las Vegas expansion team. And I like the A's. I feel bad for the fan base. And thank you again for this content. Thank you again for this content and being the voice of the people. Have a good day.
Hello, my name is Craig Williams. I'm from Vallejo, California. I've been watching your YouTube programs about the Oakland A's for the last few months, and I'm just going to say, listening to Cavill, who has been basically speechless, listening to Fisher, who is just now coming out of his cave about all this. What really bothers me about this is that they're putting all their chips on Las Vegas to basically move an entire team down there. They still don't even have a place to play after 2024. The prospects of the A's possibly maybe getting a 3-year lease, but with possible conditions. And like you said in your last video about the Oracle Park situation, it's getting to the point right now where I'm almost completely done with this, and I hope that Fisher does sell the team at this point.
Yeah, this is Dennis Snaptoss. I'm 69 years old, so I've been a long-time Bay Area fan. I grew up in the San Jose, Santa Clara area, eventually moved over to the Santa Cruz area in my 20s, and so on. Anyway, I got a couple of things to say. Bay Area teams moving, this is nothing new. It's been going on for quite some time, and I know the history of it because I was there and I saw it. I'll just start with the Oakland Oaks of the ABA. They moved to and became the Virginia Squires after a couple of years of playing in Oakland and competing against the Warriors. And at that time that they moved, that was actually when the San Francisco Warriors decided to become the Golden State Warriors and to only play home games at the Oakland Arena and stop playing about half their schedule at the Cal Palace. I wonder how San Francisco and West Bay fans felt about that then. Probably not very good. Anyway, then you had the Hockey Seals, the same thing, the old Pacific Coast League hockey team Seals played at the Cal Palace for about, I don't know, a dozen or more years, and then they got into the NHL, and they were bought by Charles O. Finley, and then they were playing at the Oakland Arena. And about 5 years after that, they moved, and these moves happened because of low attendance more than anything else. I could talk about the 49ers. They had rather low attendance in the 1960s, where in the 1950s, when they were the only team in town, they had probably better attendance, if you look at the figures. The Giants, when they moved to San Francisco in 1958, of course, the first 2 years were at Field Stadium that only had a capacity of about 29,000, yet they had a million, million three fans. They moved to Candlestick in 1960, the brand new park, and they always had at least 1 million in attendance all the way through 1967. So it kind of made sense with a new team moving to town, the Oakland A's in 1968. They had to compete against each other, and for the first time ever, the Giants had under 1 million fans. The A's and Giants then, for about the next 10 years, it's kind of obvious that they were fighting for fans. And you have to remember, at that time, the Bay Area had a little more than half the population that it does now. So there weren't, the fan base wasn't as big, obviously.
Hey, Brody, my name's Jesse. I'm here from the Bay Area. Love your work. Been an A's fan basically my whole life. I haven't been this heartbroken since the A's traded Mark McGwire back in '97. So I got a question for you regarding the whole negotiation summit that broke down between the A's and Oakland. My question is, according to Cavill and the A's, they contacted the mayor's office and let her know about the Wild Wild West deal that they had, that binding agreement that we ended up finding out wasn't so binding, as a month later they switched over to the Tropicana site. My question is, do you think if Oakland and the A's had continued that negotiation summit, we would be in a different situation now? Maybe Oakland and the A's could have came to an agreement before things really accelerated this much in Vegas, to the point where maybe they could have come to an agreement, during the negotiation summit. But at that point, the A's would have stepped back from Vegas and continued moving forward with the Howard Terminal plans. Or do you think, the mayor's correct in her assessment of Oakland pull out of the negotiation summit, as the A's stated, because, they didn't want to be used as leverage against, Vegas. It would be nice to think that if the negotiation summit continued, the A's and Oakland could have potentially come to some type of primary agreement to continue moving forward with that Howard Terminal site, instead of, pivoting over to the Tropicana site and everything that transpired after that. Personally, I think if, being optimistic, I think if the A's continue their summit with Oakland, they might have come to an agreement. I did see that you posted a video saying that, they're like $36 million away, So just your thoughts, I'd like to, hear your thoughts on that. That maybe, stepping away, maybe the mayor, overplayed her hand, thinking the A's wouldn't, move forward with Vegas. Maybe she didn't have the leverage she thought she did. I don't know. just, so hopeful the Vegas deal falls through and, the A's stay in Oakland. All right. Again, love your work. Continue the good fight. Thanks.
Hey, Brody. It's Cameron from Sacramento, California. And I've been an A's fan for 45 years. And I'm actually very excited for the A's to move to Vegas. There's a lot of kind of things that are unclear, listening to yourself, listening to Chris Pratt, listening to, local Oakland media about what's going on. But I'm excited. I'm going to continue to be an A's fan when they go to Las Vegas. My fanhood stays with the team, even when they're moving. Like I said, I was from Sacramento and, we were going to lose the Kings, a couple years ago to Seattle. And, Vivek Ranadive came in and saved us. And, I'm hoping, for someone to come in and save. I know Joe Lacob has said he'd buy the team, but judging by, the recent comments by Mr. Fisher, it doesn't seem like, he's going to sell the team. So, I'm excited. The 9 acres doesn't sound like it could work out for a dome stadium, but these guys are a lot smarter than myself and a different pay class than myself. So, they have to be doing something right. I understand that Mr. Fisher hasn't put money into the team in the last several years, but I'm just hoping that they can go to Vegas, bring back a team like they did in the late 90s and be competitive. If this goes through and it's the same old team in Vegas, fans won't show up, just like they unfortunately don't show up that much right now. So I appreciate us giving us time to talk, and go A's.
Hey, Brody, this is Tim calling you from Connecticut. I'll try to keep it really concise. I'm not sure if you have ever addressed this on your channel or not, but the 3-team relocation committee that MLB put together for the A's potential move to Las Vegas consists of Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and Kansas City. Sort of ironically, the 3 cities that the A's have called home for in the past. I'm wondering if that was done on purpose, and what your take is on that. Thanks.
Yes, my name is Jordan. I'm from Central North Carolina. I just want to say that I believe the biggest problem right now with Oakland baseball comes down to incompetent city officials and an owner who never accomplished his own success. The man never really had to work for anything, and I don't think he has a heart to run any baseball program. I don't think he cares. I don't think he is a good person. Anyways, I have 2 requests. The first request would be for you to have a call with David Sampson. I think that'd be highly entertaining. I don't know if he's full of shit or not. He is obnoxious. I do like his hockey puck, whatever. I forget shit. But anyways, I definitely think you should have a call with him, and be sure it's live. And also, if this team does leave, they need to do whatever they can to keep the brand and the colors in Oakland. That should stay put. Vegas, obviously, as everybody else feels, should start out with their own brand.
My name's Gabe. I'm calling from Humboldt County, and wanted to talk a little bit about the motivations of Oakland, the A's, and the league. The business logic of them leaving and going to Vegas, non-existent. They're going to the, late 30s media market, and population size way less. There's no history, ingress, egress, access, all of it. The money you get from building in Oakland is like long-term 10 times the size. You look at the Warriors, you look at the Niners, their value is way more increased for being in the Bay Area. They also have way more access to tech money and everything like that. It makes it easier to attract players. Also, you want to look at realistically what their, motivations really are. And I think it's that the league just wants to control, local markets. They want access to tax money whenever they can get it. And, you have especially teams like the A's where the ownership has hamstrung the type of talent we could have just so they can make sure, keep the attendance low, keep the fan base depressed so they could paint the narrative that the community doesn't support them. So, realistically, it does. You've seen it happen. We've all seen it turn up. If you don't appreciate your community and everything you have, what else can you say? The Coliseum's a great spot, and where they're talking about buildings even better. And I think realistically, they don't want this bond idea. They don't want that to happen because then it tells cities that you can go about it alternative ways other than the instant tax subsidy that they want at any time. So, anyways, thank you for your time.
Hey, Brody, it's CJ calling from Santa Rosa. I think the best case scenario for MLB, for the other owners, for John Fisher, for the A's, is if baseball forces John Fisher to sell the team to a local owner, whether it be Joe LeCobe or someone else, and then offers John Fisher first right of refusal for an expansion team in Las Vegas or elsewhere, but requires him to pay the expansion fee, because the whole waiving of the relocation fee thing is also questionable at this time. So I think if you do that, the owners win, John Fisher wins and has an out, Rob Manfred wins, and of course Oakland wins. I don't understand why baseball isn't doing that if they truly want the A's to remain in a big market like this. Thanks, man. Appreciate all that you do and all that you've done throughout your career.